What does it take to become a billionaire? This is an answer that almost all of us would want to know. Now, even if you don't feel like you need $1 billion in assets, the idea of the billionaire mindset is going to get you way further than where you are today. Perhaps your goal is $1 million. Perhaps it's 100 million. The rules are the same, but there are a couple of interesting things I've observed in actual billionaires that I've gotten to meet, from Elon Musk to Richard Branson, from Naveen Jain to Ariana Huffington. So a lot of what I'm sharing here is first-hand observations and advice that I've learned from these brilliant minds. Now, the first rule is one of the most important. Practice resilience and adaptability. So billionaires have what is called high AQ. What is AQ? Well, you've heard of IQ. AQ is adaptability quotient. When things go wrong, you need to be able to adapt rather than give up or break down. In 2015, I was invited with a group of entrepreneurs to visit Elon Musk at SpaceX. And I remember getting to ask Elon a question. I asked Elon, what is the essence that makes you Elon? In other words, if we could take you and blend you in a blender and reduce you to an elixir, what is the Elon? The Elon. What is that essence that makes you Elon? And Elon said this, and it was really interesting. He said, a high tolerance for pain. He said, sometimes being an entrepreneur is like crawling into a dark corner and chewing on glass, but you do it anyway. You see, Elon has high adaptability. There were so many times when he almost failed. He at one point had seen his first rocket at SpaceX explode. His second rocket explode. Third rocket explode. He bet everything he had on his fourth rocket, and it took off.
That thing took off. Oh my God. That's unreal.
That incident allowed him to sign a multi-billion-dollar deal with NASA, which is the reason why SpaceX is alive today. But imagine being in that situation, rocket after rocket ship exploding, your critics laughing at you. That requires high adaptability. Billionaires have high adaptability. You can train this skill. Meditation gives you high adaptability. Reducing your baseline stress level through practices like supplementation, mindfulness training also give you high adaptability. There are many ways to do this, but this is one of the key ingredients of the billionaire mindset. The second aspect of the billionaire mindset is work less. I know it sounds crazy, but let me share a story with you. This I learned from Wayne Boss, and I've shared this story many times and it's always inspired people. Wayne Boss has taken approximately 7 companies public. In 2000, he was listed by the World Economic Forum as one of the top 100 most influential people in technology. I was with Wayne having a drink at his gorgeous penthouse apartment overlooking the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. As we were gazing at the most beautiful view you can imagine, Wayne turned to me and said, "You want to know how to be a billionaire?" And I go, "Absolutely. What do I need to do?" And Wayne says, "Cut down your working hours." My response was, "What?" He said, "Listen, work only 21 hours a week." And I told him, "Wayne, what are you talking about?" He said, "Work Tuesday for 7 hours, Wednesday for 7 hours, Thursday for 7 hours. You must keep Monday and Friday free." I was puzzled, so I asked him to elaborate. He said, "When you design your life like this is what happens. Firstly, you're forcing yourself to become so efficient with your time because you have to get everything done in 21 hours. 7 hours a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, Monday and Friday, by keeping it free, you are open to opportunity." Wayne gave me an example. He said, if somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, Wayne, come over to London to check out this hotel we want to buy," I can fly out Thursday evening, be in London, connect with his business partners there, be back Monday evening in time for work on Tuesday. Wayne went on to elaborate. It's not about just being lazy and working 21 hours a week. It's about being able to be so time efficient that you can start a company, make it run on its own, hire a great team, be ultra precise with your time, and create space for discovery, for opportunity, for strategy. That is how billionaires operate. Now, you may not be able to get there when you're just starting out. I certainly couldn't, but as you grow your empire, this rule becomes essential. Now, the third billionaire skill is financial literacy, and you wouldn't believe the number of dumb mistakes I've made as I accumulated wealth. If I knew what I knew today, 20 years ago, I would probably be twice as wealthy. Because while I was trained as an engineer, There was no one, nothing out there to teach me financial literacy. Financial literacy means understanding how to make your money multiply, how to make your money grow. It's not just about stupid saving tips such as, well, if you avoid drinking a latte every day and just brew coffee at home, you'll save $2 a day, which you can invest. No, that's dumb. That's not going to make much of an impact. Financial literacy is understanding the nuances of how to invest, how to build a portfolio. Even if you're just starting out in your career, how to save and put money in the stock market, what to avoid mutual funds, for example, what type of stocks to buy, when to buy. It's about knowing whether you should own your house or rent your house, depending on your unique situation. It's about understanding why certain decisions that culture says you need to do, own a home, buy a car, may not actually be right for you. But there are a couple of great books you can read on financial literacy. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one of the most basic books that you can read that would change your life. A second book by Kiyosaki is called The Cash Flow Quadrant. Again, a great book. In terms of real estate investing, definitely read my friend Robert Allen's Nothing Down. It teaches you how to buy real estate literally for nothing down. This book will change your understanding and probably your goals in terms of owning your home. Finally, Tony Robbins' book, Mastering the Money Mindset, is a brilliant read and something I highly recommend. It's not too late to become financially literate. The fourth billionaire skill, really simple. Build a network. So I learned this from Keith Ferrazzi. Keith Ferrazzi is the author of the book Never Eat Alone. He is the #1 expert in the world today on building networks. Keith once told me that he has 3 people managing a network of 10,000 people. I can go to Keith and ask him, hey Keith, do you know someone who is a great advisor for COOs who happens to be in Austin? All he has to do is deploy his massive database and he knows exactly the person. Not only that, he has a personal relationship with that person. I've never seen anyone curate a network as well as Keith. Another billionaire who is brilliant at this is Richard Branson. Some of the world's smartest people come to Necker Island to hang out with Branson, and he is so good at making people feel welcome and creating incredible fun. I've been in Necker Island having dinner with Simon Sinek on my left and Sarah Blakely on my right. You meet the most incredible people there, but they come to Richard's home because of who he is and how lovingly he treats them. He's taken an asset that he has, Necker Island, and turned it into a beautiful place to bring people together. Now, you don't have to be mega rich to start doing this. I encourage everyone I know to host weekly dinners for interesting people in their city. Now, what does it take to host a weekly dinner? A couple of bucks to order in pizza, to get a group of people together around a dinner table, to discuss your dreams, to discuss new ideas. In fact, I started my company, Mindvalley, in this way. It started on a boring day in New York City when me and 4 guys I graduated college with came together over Domino's Pizza one night in New York, and the 4 of us decided to speak about our entrepreneurial journeys. One of those companies that was formed from that dinner is a company called Hook Logic, which was sold for $250 million approximately 15 years later. Another company that came from that dinner over pizza is Mindvalley, which I'm sure you know. This is the channel you're watching right now. Mindvalley today serves millions of people and is the world's leading company for transformational education. So you don't have to own an island to bring people together and start networking. Start it now. And speaking about Mindvalley, if you don't yet have a Mindvalley subscription, go to mindvalley.com and check it out. Mindvalley gives you hundreds of the world's best courses, all at a single affordable subscription fee. Now we come to the final rule of being a billionaire, and that is invest in your growth. A few months ago, I got to spend a week on Mosquito Island, staying with one of the most inspiring entrepreneurs I know, Naveen Jain. Naveen shares Mosquito Island with many other billionaires. And I was really blown away by Naveen's dedication to learning, not just learning as in books. You see, Naveen told me how he would wake up in the morning and the first thing he'd do is he'd scan Twitter for new scientific discoveries. He'd dive into these discoveries to look for new opportunities of companies he could build. Naveen not only was the first private citizen to land a robot in the moon, but his newest company, Viome, came from one of these acts of discovery. Viome today is transforming health by using AI to give you customized supplements for your gut microbiome. And this idea emerged because Naveen was dedicated to reading and studying and understanding all the latest scientific breakthroughs emerging from America's labs. Now, he doesn't stop there. As I'm staying with Naveen, he would have practices to keep himself healthy and to keep himself growing every single day. We'd wake up early, eat a healthy breakfast, then hike for 4 or 5 kilometers for an hour. We'd play tennis, we'd use the gym. Naveen is dedicated to his health. And as busy as he is, I notice Naveen is dedicated to his personal growth, and many billionaires are the same. It's about dedication to making yourself better and better every single day. I also once had the opportunity to interview Ariana Huffington, and what she expressed to me was beautiful. She said that one of the most important things we can do for our success is to protect our health and well-being, to have healthy eating, to have meditation or prayer, to bring in spiritual practices, to bring in practices that let us rebalance, refocus, relax, that let us go within, because this is so essential to us showing up to the world as our best selves. So these are the 5 practices that I think we need to look at if you want to have a billionaire mindset. You got this. You can do this. You don't have to start with all 5, but just taking a little bit of an action step on any one of these 5 principles can definitely make a massive impact on your life. By the way, if you like this video, I want you to know that my company, Mindvalley, is organizing the Financial Freedom Summit this year in London, November 17 to 19. I'm bringing in some of the best wealth teachers I've learned from. Alfio Badola. I attended his seminar and I was blown away. I realized how if I had attended this seminar just 7 years before I put money and bought my apartment, I would have actually made $5 million extra today just from his advice. He's one of the top trainers of financial literacy and wealth building in Italy. You'll also learn from Robert Allen. I mentioned Robert Allen earlier. He wrote the brilliant book, Nothing Down. He also wrote a book in 1998 that started me on my entrepreneurial journey. It's called Multiple Streams of Income. Robert Allen is one of the most incredible speakers on stage, and he's going to be speaking there as well. And then we're going to bring in Paul McKenna. Paul McKenna is the world's foremost hypnotherapist, and he's going to take the audience through a belief hacking modality to shift your money mindset and to install in you the mindset of a millionaire. All of this content is coming together beautifully, and Mindvalley events are really world-class. We don't do too many events, but when we do an event, it is typically something that you never want to miss. Now, for this event, we've made the pricing really affordable. It's $400, whether you want to watch live on Zoom or if you want to actually come to London and attend the event. All the information is on mindvalley.com/wealth. And perhaps I'll see you there. I hope you found this video useful. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, and feel free to share this video with a friend who might enjoy this content.